All right, we are back as I promised you that we are going to come in with an early starter of a match prediction between Manchester United versus Charlton Athletic Carabao Cup quarter-final. The game is happening tomorrow at Old Trafford. United win to win this to it that we really get underway into the semi-finals, and you never know, we might find City into the final or find it onto what we call the semi-final. So Rokan David is my name. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. This is the United Matters channel that brings you strictly Manchester United content. Remember, we are through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, and we are facing Reading. That is it. We are facing Reading in the fourth round, meaning that if all goes well, we are going to see ourselves go through into the next round of the FA Cup. But there is something I not noticed yesterday that I never gave attention, that Chelsea has been knocked out, one of the big teams that would have really given us headache. Then Arsenal is drawn against Man City, meaning that one of those is really going to be out. By the time the draws are going to be conducted, we are not going to be having Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man City. One of those will be out. And Liverpool has a long way to go away at Molineux to win that game of football, because they drew 2-2 at Anfield. And I don't believe Liverpool would have really picked up the form to go at Molineux and really get a point, and really get through. So I believe we might find ourselves left with City only as a huge team to face in there for you. And you might find out that United might play two finals in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup against City, like you saw the previous season. I think Liverpool played Chelsea in the FA Cup final, not so, and they played Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, and they beat them in both games on penalties. So that is how everything is really going to be, according to me. May God bless us and really give us the best that we deserve into this season, because Erik ten Hag needs to win a silverware this season. And I see it capable, because after going past Charlton, of which I know you're going to beat Charlton, we are having a very good winning run at Old Trafford. We are last beaten by a team called Brighton. Ever since Brighton, no team has come at Old Trafford and beat us, apart from, I think, Real Sociedad. Not so? But from Real Sociedad, we've gone ahead to win almost all 8 games we played at Old Trafford, and only one draw against Newcastle. So we go into this game when we are really fully fit. Players that are really not available. Bruno Fernandes is suspended because he got a second consecutive yellow card in this tournament's fixture. He's out. Then Jadon Sancho, he has not yet made it to the fitness levels that Ten Hag wants him to be. He's out. Tuanzebe is out. Donny van de Beek is out. Which other player is out? I think those are the only 4 players that are really absent for this fixture. The rest of the players are available, but we expect the manager to come out and really make some huge rotations into this team, because we need to go all out and really reserve our players and rest some of them, because they need to go ahead and play against City. I think even if they come in through and play some 30 minutes or 20 towards the end of the game, that will be okay. But he cannot really bring the entire starting 11 of United, because in 3 days' time we are going to playing City at Old Trafford, and this is a must-win if at all you want to go out and really put our feet onto that trophy, and obviously put City into our way. So it will be remembered that United last won this trophy in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. I remember that game like yesterday. We beat Southampton 3-2. Southampton went ahead, I think, twice. No, Southampton went ahead. We leveled through a free kick of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Then Zlatan gave us a header. Sent a header home to give us 2-1. Southampton equalized, and then United scored a winner to win that trophy under Jose Mourinho. The closest we've ever came after winning that trophy in 2017 was in 2020 and 2021 seasons, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was our manager. We were knocked out by Manchester City twice on semi-finals. That's the closest we've ever come. So this time round, Ten Hag is here. He's into the quarterfinal. He wins Charlton today. He wins against Charlton tomorrow. We go straight into the semi-finals, and we'll be waiting for the draws. I think they are going to be held on Wednesday night. Then we'll be knowing the fate of who is going to face who in the Carabao Cup. Not so? So let me throw you straight into this, but I want to let you know that Charlton is really a strong team. It's not an easy team because it knocked out Brighton in its last 5 games. They've gone ahead to be beaten in 1 game by Oxford. They've drawn 2 and won 2. It shows you that they are really in good form. Their recent game, they played in the Football League 1. They won by 3-0, meaning that they are really a very sharp team. But I believe with our starting 11 that have come out to think about, Ten Hag is going to come in and float. I believe you're going to go ahead and really beat this team. Now, let's go to the starting 11 of United that is predicted by the team of United Matters channel and the rest of the people that I work with in here for you. The system is already known. It's a 4-2-3-1. That's the system that Erik Ten Hag has really gone ahead to really win very many games at United ever since he came in through, and he has only lost, I think, are they 4 or 5 games ever since he came in through. In the goalkeeping department, I believe it's going to be David De Gea. Jack Butland is a variable. We might get in a shocker from the manager Erik Ten Hag by granting him his debut for United because he never played for Crystal Palace in this tournament, meaning he's a variable for picks. So he was unveiled as a United player, I think, on Friday. Now we are waiting to see what is going to happen. But I believe David De Gea is going to be part of this game of football. Unless otherwise, we can see Jack Butland in goal for a side called Manchester United. But I believe he won't go for any risks in goal because, you know, to be a goalkeeper, you need to be having a very good communications with you and your defenders. That's it. If there is no communication, then you are doomed to fail and you are doomed to making mistakes because calling my ball, you have to be knowing the weakness and strong points of your defenders. You get? Because you know that he's slow with that ball through. Should I go in as a sweeper goalkeeper or no? That all comes when you have been really training with them. So let's wait and see. For these, let me see. He trained with them on Saturday, Sunday. He has trained for them like for 2-3 days. Let me see whether the manager will bring him on, but I believe David De Gea will be in here. If I thought Debrevuka had not gone, he would have been the one in goal. But Debrevuka really played for Newcastle and he got knocked out by Sheffield Wednesday, 2-1. Obviously, on his return, the game they gave him to really be in between the sticks of Newcastle, he lost the game of football. Right back, Diego Dero returned, played some 90 minutes as we beat a side called Everton in the FA Cup. I believe he's going to be rested because the manager needs him fully fit. I think this man is going to come in through and really play this role. That is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, according to me. He's going to come in and play as the right back for United. He might play close to 70 minutes, depending on the game situation. If at all you'll be winning, he'll play the entire 90 minutes. If at all they'll be needing an extra force coming in from the bench, Dalot will be available to come in and will get the job done because we are preparing for the game of City and he needs to go out and really do some serious rotation because however much City is going to go ahead and really play, City has 2 first 11s that can come in and do the same piece of job. Let me read to you their first 11. They have Ederson, Kyle Walker, Cancelo, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Ika Gundogan, then Haaland, Mahrez, and Jack Grealish. Take off that. They can bring in Ortega. They can bring in Lewis. There is the boy called Sergio who plays at the left back. Then Akanji and Laporte. That is the back 5. In the midfield, they bring in Calvin Phillips. They bring in Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Julian Alves. Which other player that I've forgotten? But they have lots and lots of players that can come in through the second 11 and really do the needful. So for them, they are going to rest those players. And I think they really did well against Chelsea. Chelsea never stretched them a lot, meaning that they still have the energy. As far as the next fixture is concerned, they are going to play in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So I believe United will go in for resting these players. On the left back, I believe Luke Shaw is going to be rested this time around. He's going to be rested unless otherwise the manager would like to bring him through and really get some like 10-15 minutes into his legs, but I believe he is going to be rested. And Tyrell Malacia is going to come in and play as the left back for United in this game against Charlton because we are really playing a side playing in League One. That means our players must be able to match the levels Even if it's Zidane Ikibo today, we might get surprised that Zidane Ikibo might come into the starting 11 of United today, because Bruno is away, and we need to find out a player to play in the double pivot that is really going to get that ball from the back foot and really pass it through. I believe he qualifies to play, and that is going to be a plan for the manager. Whether he starts him or not, we leave it up to him. But this is a serious stage of football that you need to see to it that everything comes into to happening. Then, I think we are going to see a total change of that central defense. In the game we played against Everton, it was Luke Shaw and Rafael Varane into the central defense. I believe this time around, it's going to be this man playing on the right side of the central defense. That is Victor Lindelof coming in through, because the manager rates him higher than Harry Maguire, alongside the alongside the World Cup winner known as Lisandro Martinez on the left side of the central defense. That is going to be my back four for United, and I think the manager is going to stand like that, because Varane played 90 minutes against Everton, meaning that he needs a rest, such that the manager tries to find him fit for the game of City. Lisandro Martinez played 20 minutes, 15, so he needs to see to it that he increases the minutes he's playing for United ever since returning in from the World Cup. Having gotten a rest of 1 week, the manager is still trying to get him fully fit to play in this game. So I expect him to play close to 60 or 70 minutes, and the manager will take him off and then bring on Harry Maguire or Luke Shaw to play in the left back position alongside Victor Lindelof. So that is the back four of United. Let's go to the midfield pivot. I believe Casemiro is going to be rested. With the absentia of Bruno Fernandes, we need to find out a person to play as a cam, meaning that this double pivot that we saw play very many games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and maybe Ralf Rangnick is returning in this game. That is Scott McTominay and a player called Freddy Rodriguez, meaning that they are going to come in through and really play into the double pivot. And I see no reason as why Casemiro should come in and play this game of football from the start, unless otherwise the game is out of our hands. That's when he will be destined to come in through and really play a part in this game, because Casemiro is way past playing teams in League One. And if at all Scott McTominay and Freddy can't get the job done against a team that is playing in League One, a third-tier league for the English football, what's their importance for coming in through and being paid the money they are being paid? Because I'm sure Scott McTominay earns close to £120,000 a week. Freddie is at £130,000 a week. Then why would you be a player in our squad and you can't get the job done against Charlton Athletic, coming in from the third tier league of the hierarchy of the UK, and you don't get the job done, meaning that you don't need to be here? And if at all I see Ten Hag not fronting these two in the double pivot, I'll know that they are not really worthy to play for United, because these are games they're supposed to go on and play to see to it that we rotate this team and get players like Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, and maybe give them a rest. So I believe the double pivot is going to be as follows, and we put a tick onto those two in there. So that's the double pivot, but I'm here insinuating for a surprise of Zidane Iqbal. I'm having it. It has been looming in my mind, even in my bed when I was sleeping at night, as I was trying to catch sleep in my bed. My thoughts were that Zidane Iqbal might really get a chance to play in this game of football. It's just crossing my mind. I don't know why it's coming, but I just see it that Ten Hag can do it, because this is a side that Zidane Iqbal can come in and really get some minutes in his legs, especially in that midfield area, because we need a person to get that ball from the back four and really pass it to all connect the midfield to the attack. Eriksen has been doing it better, but he can't play into any of those positions because Bruno Fernandes is injured. Then Donny van Beek is injured, and we are left with only one player who can play as a cam for United. That player is Eriksen, and I believe Eriksen is going to be played up front, all ahead of Scott McTominay and Freddie in this game. And the manager might find himself in a situation of really getting in Zidane Iqbal to play in a double pivot and Eriksen play ahead of him to see to it that he really serves him those balls as soon as possible. So that is how I believe United is going to stand in the central attack midfield. Eriksen is going to be played into that position. Reason being, Donny van de Beek, who would have come in and played into that position, is really injured. And we don't know when he's going to return, because the diagnosis carried out by the physios and the medical team of United have not yet given us the real duration of this guy's injury. That is Eriksson. Now, Bruno Fernandes is suspended. Jadon Sancho would have got that job done, but he's not yet fully fit. So Eriksson is really one of those players that is not going to be rested unless otherwise we kill off this game in the first half. Then the manager will go ahead and really get off Eriksson and maybe bring another player to really play into that composition for Manchester United. Let's go to the right attacking center midfield. People will say that getting Elanga. I believe Elanga is not going to play because the manager needs to see to it that Anthony comes in through and really plays some good minutes. Because however much you've weakened in certain departments, you need to stay strong in certain departments because you need to be a threat. We are going to play high line. You need players to really create space and obviously do the needful in the attack or the front three of United. Now, I believe that Anthony is really going to go ahead and really start as a right attacking midfielder for United. He scored a goal against Everton. You need to give him this game because he has high chances to go ahead and really score against them. When he scores against them, confidence will build and you'll be nearing that. You'll be nearing that form that you want your player to be. So I believe that guy Anthony is going to come in through. On the left, I believe the man who came in through and played some good minutes against Everton, got United the penalty. Rashford scored the third goal in the extra time added. He's going to start on the left attacking side of the midfield. That is Alejandro Garnacho. People will say, why not Rashford? But Rashford played 90 minutes. Rashford played 90 minutes in the game of Bournemouth. He came in and played 90 minutes in the game of Everton. I believe he needs a rest now. Then getting Alejandro Garnacho to play like some 45 or 60 minutes, depending on the game situation. Then you either bring on Rashford or you leave Rashford to rest on the bench totally, because if at all he's fully rested, you'll want to see him coming through. But because he's rested, you want him to come in through in the game of Man City when he's fully fit. But because he's on a very good goal scoring stretch, the manager might try to bring him on to increase the number of goals as scored, because this game should be one of those games we should kill off immediately in the first half. So I believe Rashford will come off the bench, but Garnacho will start immediately with a man leading the line. The only striker we have is Anton Martial. If at all a player called Vaghorst was here, I believe would have been one of those players to come in through and really get that job done. So that is my predicted starting 11 for United against Charlton tomorrow in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal. And you can as well come out and react to it. Tell me what you think about that starting 11. What are your thoughts about it? Because for me, that's what I've given, and I've defended every player I've put out on the field of play. But we have to be a team to go out in this game, score the first goal, kill off this game in the first half. If you can score 3 goals in the first half, that will be done and dusted, and we prepare for another game of football, because we need to kill off these games because we are playing Charlton. You see, against Everton, if we never considered that goal from a David De Gea howler, we would have killed off that game immediately. Meaning that by the 54th minute, we would have had a 2-goal lead. But because they leveled us, that really killed our game plan. This time round, we don't need to concede stupidly. We should keep a clean sheet again. We should score 2-3 goals in the first half, kill off this game, and rest these players, because we are going to play a team called City. And how do you really kill off this game? By really scoring early enough, get the following players off the field of play. Get De Gea off the pitch and bring in Butland or Heaton. Get Lisandro Martinez off the... But you can keep Lisandro Martinez because he has not yet played 90 minutes ever since return from the World Cup. Get Eriksson off the field of play. Get Anthony off the field of play. And get Martial off the field of play, because all those players are going to be pivotal on Saturday in the game you're going to play against City at Old Trafford. So everything we are doing today, everything we are doing tomorrow should be in plan for killing off this game at once in the first half, and rest Martial, Eriksson, Anthony, and who else? I think those. Then the rest can play 90 minutes. And obviously, we do the needful in this game of football. So my prediction for this game of football, I think we are going to go out and really annihilate them by 3-0. 3-4, I believe, because we are in a form of our lives. Players are really scoring in goals. For all, you can go ahead and put 3 against Everton. Why not against Charlton? However much in the previous 2 times we've been eliminated from the quarterfinal stage of the Carabao Cup. We've been eliminated by a side coming in from the lower divisions of the leagues of England. But I don't believe that's going to happen to us. We're going to go out and win. That's what I had for you. I've given you my predictions, so your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Rokan David is my name. That has been my match preview. First video of the day. More is yet to come. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 10,000 subscribers. And we are left with only 100 subscribers to hit 10,000 subscribers. Be part of history as we enter the 10K family. I'm out. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you in our next story that is going to be uploaded in the next 3 hours. I'm out.